Wildfires erupted with sudden fury near Jerusalem. This alarming event unfolded on April 30, 2025. The flames began to spread very quickly across the terrain. They moved across the dry land with truly alarming speed. The situation rapidly escalated, growing more serious by the hour. It immediately became a major national concern for everyone. Authorities watched the growing danger with deep apprehension. Swift and decisive action was urgently needed to control the blaze. In response, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu acted with gravity. He officially declared a state of national emergency. This significant decision was made promptly due to the fire's threat. The fires posed a grave and immediate danger to communities. Such declarations are reserved for moments of major crisis. They signal the severity and scale of the unfolding disaster. All available national resources would now be mobilized. The entire nation was put on high alert. These fires were described as unusually severe and destructive. Many said they were the worst seen in a decade. The scale of the conflagration was truly immense. Hungry flames consumed large areas of forest and scrubland. The familiar landscape was quickly, tragically changing color. Thick, choking smoke billowed high into the sky above. This created a hazardous and frightening environment for miles around. The sheer intensity of the blaze was shocking to observers. The initial impact brought widespread disruptions and palpable danger. Thick, acrid smoke filled the air across a wide region. This pervasive smoke became a major problem for residents. It drastically reduced visibility on roads and in towns. Consequently, major highways around Jerusalem had to be closed. Normal travel became very difficult, if not impossible. These necessary closures caused significant delays and frustration. The safety of the public was the absolute top priority. The clear and present danger was obvious to all. Thousands of residents were forced to flee their homes. They had to evacuate quickly to escape the approaching danger. At least 5 separate communities were directly affected by the order. People left with only the few belongings they could quickly gather. The evacuations were conducted with extreme urgency. Safety officials worked hard to guide them to secure locations. The primary goal was, undoubtedly, to save human lives. Leaving cherished homes behind was a painful, heartbreaking necessity. The fires inflicted a direct toll on human health. Around 23 people required immediate medical assistance. They received treatment for various fire-related injuries. 13 individuals were subsequently taken to nearby hospitals. Most of these patients suffered from severe smoke inhalation. Some, unfortunately, also sustained burns from the intense heat. These injuries, in many cases, were quite serious. Dedicated medical teams worked tirelessly around the clock. Caring for the injured was a vital part of the response. Among those injured were particularly vulnerable individuals. 2 pregnant women were caught in the crisis and needed care. 2 very young infants were also tragically affected by the smoke. These helpless infants were both under 1 year of age. Toxic smoke is especially dangerous for the very young and old. Their delicate conditions were monitored with utmost care by doctors. The relentless fires showed no mercy, sparing no one. Protecting the most vulnerable members of society was a key concern. The raging wildfires also caused immense environmental devastation. Large, irreplaceable areas of forest were completely burned to the ground. Precious natural habitats for countless species were utterly destroyed. The diverse wildlife of the region suffered greatly from the flames. The long-term ecological impact of this disaster is undeniably severe. Full recovery for these scarred landscapes will take many, many years. This profound loss is a deep tragedy for the natural world. The once green rolling hills near Jerusalem turned black and barren. Firefighting crews on the ground faced a multitude of daunting challenges. Extremely strong winds relentlessly fanned the destructive flames higher. Persistently high temperatures made their exhausting work even harder. These adverse weather conditions were truly relentless and unforgiving. The prevailing weather patterns were not helping the situation at all. It created an exceptionally dangerous and unpredictable environment for responders. Brave crews battled heroically against the powerful elements. The fight to contain the blaze was incredibly tough and demanding. Aerial firefighting operations were severely hampered by the conditions. Aircraft, usually vital, struggled to operate effectively in the weather. Fire Chief Ayel Caspi spoke frankly about these limitations. He stated that aircraft were largely ineffective against the inferno. The strong, gusting winds made low-altitude water drops too risky. This unfortunately limited one of their most powerful tools. As a result, ground crews faced even more immense pressure. New strategies and more ground resources were urgently needed. The Israel Defense Forces quickly stepped in to join the battle. The IDF immediately deployed a significant number of troops. They brought specialized IDF fire trucks to bolster civilian efforts. Heavy engineering vehicles were also dispatched to the fire zones. Their crucial mission was to assist the overwhelmed firefighters. They worked diligently to create wide fire breaks in the terrain. These cleared barriers can help to stop a fire's advance. The military's substantial support proved crucial in the ongoing struggle. Recognizing the scale, Israel requested international assistance. Several allied countries responded with speed and solidarity. Greece and Cyprus were among the first to offer their aid. Croatia and Italy also committed to sending vital support. Bulgaria too pledged its assistance in this time of need. France offered valuable material support for the firefighting operations. Soon, 3 specialized firefighting aircraft arrived from Italy and Croatia. This display of global solidarity was vital and deeply appreciated. Amidst the chaos, some officials began to suspect arson. National Security Minister Itamar Ben-Gvir publicly voiced these concerns. He suggested that some of the fires might have been set deliberately. This alarming suggestion raised serious questions and heightened tensions. The idea of intentional arson was deeply disturbing to the nation. It added a new, sinister layer to the already devastating crisis. Thorough investigations would clearly be needed to find answers. Finding the absolute truth behind the fire's origins became important. Following these suspicions, an arrest was made by authorities. A resident of East Jerusalem was taken into custody. This individual was formally accused of attempting to commit arson. The timing of the arrest fueled further speculation and debate. Specific details about the case were still emerging slowly. Authorities were carefully investigating any possible connection to the larger blazes. The arrest happening during the crisis was certainly significant, yet many important questions still remained entirely unanswered. However, a direct link to the major fires was not immediately clear. No official connection was definitively established by investigators. The arrest was reportedly for a single, isolated attempt at arson. The larger wildfires were far more widespread and complex. It remained unclear if that specific arrest was related to them. Officials urged the public to exercise caution and patience. Jumping to broad conclusions based on limited information was risky. The full and complete picture was still slowly developing. The devastating wildfires inevitably impacted upcoming national celebrations. Planned Independence Day events had to be significantly changed. Minister Ben-Gvir issued a direct and clear order. He mandated the cancellation of public events requiring firefighter presence. This difficult decision was made to focus all available resources. Combating the raging fires was the absolute overriding priority. The nation faced a somber and challenging period ahead. The national emergency unfortunately overshadowed the usually joyous celebrations.